Today we're going to actually do a French baked lemon tart. So you'll start off with the pastry and then we'll move on to the filling. Simple ingredients. So we've got unsalted butter cut into pieces, slightly soft. We've got caster sugar, eggs, plain flour and some baker's flour for dusting. Then for our custard filling, we've got whole eggs, caster sugar, lemon zest, freshly squeezed lemon juice and thickened cream. I'm going to pop my, I've got a flat beater into my machine. So I'm going to add my sugar. I've let my butter soften. Okay, so I've got my butter in and I've actually, I've put little squares so that it's easier to mix through. So this is enough to do 2 tarts. I always like to have a little bit extra because that way I can pop it in the fridge for another day. Now pop the machine on low. So it's mostly incorporated. Okay, I'm going to actually take the butter off the K-beater. Now you could do this by hand with a bit more elbow grease. I'm going to add 1 egg. Mix it through. Now when it's only just incorporated, you can still see there's a little bit of eggs in there. I'm going to turn it off. You can see there's still a little bit of egg. It's not fully mixed. Okay, so I'm going to add my flour. Okay, I do that because I don't want to over mix it. This is a really good time. So this is a plain flour, so it's actually a short dough. Okay. You can see now it's all come together, but I've still got a few bits of butter in there, so I'm just going to let it go for a minute longer. Now if you want to, you can add a little bit of vanilla essence to this or a vanilla bean. It's beautiful, but it's a really nice pastry. So we've got our dough out of the mixer. You can see that it's not fully formed, which is great, which is exactly what we need. So you push it down with the heel of your pan. Give it a square shape. So I'm going to grab I've got some baker's flour and I'm going to give it a light sprinkle. Not much because we don't want to add too much flour to our dough now. So my rolling pin. I'm going to use the weight of my body to roll the dough out. So roll both ways. So start in the middle and go to the top, and then middle down to the bottom. Okay? So try and keep it square. It's just easier to roll out if you do. I'm going to take this now and I'm going to put this in the fridge, okay? And then I'm going to bring this out and roll it out further when it's had a bit of a rest, okay? So to do that, I'm going to pop it in. This is some baking paper. So lift it up very carefully, okay? Fold it through and pop it into the fridge. You can use plastic as well or a bag. So we're going to bring our pastry back now from the fridge. I'm going to grab a little bit of flour. We're going to grab a pastry tin and a brush and we're going to lightly give it an oil. Now make sure you get into all the sides of the tin. I'm using a tin that can actually have its base removed, which is much easier to take out. And then I've got the same thing. So remembering what I need to do now is I need to roll out my pastry. So it's about 3mm thick. Okay, we've got that nice square still. So start from the middle, roll out, start from the middle and roll back, start from the middle, roll to the side, and start from the middle and roll the side. And it's nice and even. So I'll get my pastry by brush roller, roll it up and pop it on. Okay. Make sure now that you bring it right in so you don't actually lose too much of the pastry integrity. So this is where it's really important to use your thumb, this part of your thumb, to actually bring the pastry in at the side. And bring it all the way. Now use the other part of your thumb here to go all the way along to push it into the flutes. So get a brush, either use your rolling pin or you can get a knife, and then we're actually going to cut the pastry off so that you get a nice even top. So now we're going to mark it. Okay, so we're going to grab a tray and pop it on the tray. So I've got my mixing bowl, and into that I'm going to add my sugar. I've got 3 eggs, okay, so I'm going to crack those. Okay. Into my bowl. So I've got 2 lemons, okay, so I'm going to zest those now. It's nice having the fresh lemon zest. It makes a really big difference to this custard. So I've washed my lemons already, and they're nice and ripe because it's perfect to do a lemon tart at this time of the year. So the lemon zest goes in. So now I've got my lemon going in, and I mix them all together. So then I've got my cream to go into here. And my custard's bare ready. So you can see it's a par cooked tart. And so now we're going to pop our custard in.